Hey Tenno, this is Mako, and due to some requests, I'm going to give out my core build. Why? Because, well, if you're farming steel essence like me, you need a reliable way to do it.
The multitude of
Necros with
creatures you have
core is a good
immortalized
combo,
would
so if you
cry
can
out
have
in
somebody hop in
thanks
with you and do
if
that,
they
you
could.
double dip. Hydrate doesn't work as well, so keep that in mind. Now my core is, I don't know if it's meta or conventional, but this is what I got going. One of them anyway. And it's worked well. I've gone an hour plus without dying, so there's that. So I redid my Khora, trying to get this all nice and cleaned up, so I moved all these down here, trying to organize my thought process. So with Peculiar Growth, that's just a gimme. You can also put enemy sense on. I was just gonna see how that would work. Typically I have enemy sense. Now you may be wondering why don't I use a max energize? Well, I'm lazy and I was testing out because see which one worked. You don't even really need energize if you have energizing dash or whatever. But I just wanted to see how this worked with core because usually this only procs with a critical hit and well, whatever. So, number one, you will need Pilfering Strangledome. Why? It has a 65% chance to drop additional loot, whereas Necros is only a 50 if I recall. Now, you can max out your damage, and that's all fine and dandy, but kind of like Siren, I was wondering with the range versus damage, and then there's a Cumulative Whip Claw. Every time you hit an enemy, hitting 3 enemies will grant an additional 35 stacking damage bonus. This is the case slowly. So, yeah, damage isn't that powerful, and you're like, oh, that's not mine. But then you have to factor in, I'm also using the Jaw Sword with damage on damage and status damage. Now, the Jaw Sword, Myre, and Skana are the best three, I would say, for Gara and Khora. Khora, unlike Gara, factors in range, so if your mod has range, you may want to that in, so you can actually swap in here like a prime to reach for this voltaic or whatever. Somewhere. Wherever you want into this build. Normally it would be this one, but I was just focusing on damage right now. I think I swapped out the primed fury at one point to just do that. But I'm just testing some things out. So with Khora, mind you, main thing is to do this, that. You just see me start scaling this up pretty easily. Don't even need power strength. See, this is my one issue for it, is you have to hit the stupid net, and I can't see what I'm hitting. I mean, it doesn't have damage, mind you. So let's replace Prime Fury and Reach. Because it's just a stat stick, we don't care. Yes, these are level 160 enemies. Oh, that's a little better. Now we can get the hits going. Now, the reason why I don't need energize, as you just saw, I'm getting energized. And my Khora costs almost nothing, so as long as these guys are gonna die and drop energy, even in little amounts. My Strangledome is literally like 25 exactly, so 1 energy allows me to put Strangledome up. And that's what, this is a failsafe if I don't have enough on my whip. So overall, it works pretty well. As you saw, that was 20 160s, so in Steel Path, it's gonna work. Now, these are the ones that I always find pain in the neck. You might be like, why? Well, because these little annoyances have a, what's the word? A aimbot hook that can bypass the no one-shot kill thing. So one of the things I do is I have a rad proc energy weapon or sort of weapon that deals radiation. Hit them, and then just kind of go back. The reason is I don't want them hitting me. Also energizing shot on my pistol. So I'm factoring in putting bolt. By the way, I like this gun a lot, though it's a bit of a lackluster weapon in some regards, so there's that. Yeah, that looks better. Now the reason I have this is so I can just stay here like this and it just keeps proccing energy as long as I get kills. So I mean energy, as long as I maintain energy above a certain 25 I can... Yeah, you need prime to reach on just so you can hit your stupid. Zone. Of course, it's dropping them all the way over there. Anyway, so as you saw, just do that. I'm at 50. Energizing shot isn't maxed. So it's pretty simple to Khora. Again, I'm going to show 20, 160s, how this works. Guesses. Now you notice I'm damaged. So your kitty heal you. Reaper's Fight just keeps giving me overshield. And you know you're hitting the whip when you hear this kind of aura sound. Oh, one live. Yeah, I just one-shotted that. Both of those. So I said, it's a lot easier when the enemies are whatever near you. Sometimes I'll go outside and hit this, but basically you want to hear that little morale sound she makes whenever. If they're out of range, cast her too. Usually I'll wait about 5 seconds in between casting my second one. That brings them in. Then I'll do that. And that way I have a catching net. And that kills them all. See, and my energy just keeps going up. Fairly simple, fairly easy. I don't really use this version of Inari. This one isn't a problem. This one is pretty much the best for her with this. Here. Thought I'd put them all. That's the only downside is they can hide. But as you can see, no power strength, and I'm quite easily capable of dealing with these enemies. And since they're pretty much always above me getting looted, and just a little bit of energy is required to cast her 2 and her 1, I just give myself over shields. So do that. Cast her 2. Yeah, that's how quick I kill them normally. So you have 2 Strangle Domes. When the other one goes away, you cast it, and you wait, I'd say maybe 5 seconds, because as you see, my thing lasts slightly over her normal standard. So not too much duration, but I can just keep going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just count in my head or look at the bottom right of my screen. Then I recast, you know, when it's getting close for 1. And I just go back to whipping. Pretty much Uber CC and whip does all your damage for you. And as you notice, my overshields just keep going up. So pretty simple, pretty easy. if you're a Necros, I'm not the best Necros, honestly, but having a Necros in there, each of the enemies slashed and broken to pieces gives Necros another double dip. So if you're Steel Essence farming, for instance, you can very easily just farm it. Now you may be wondering, what are the best places to farm Steel Essence? Well, that would be Orokin Derelict Defense is one I would recommend highly, but pretty much anything infested, because in only a short amount of time the infested drop the Xmas units, which are the ones that have a 2% chance to drop the Steel Essence that you will require to finish out your Steel Pass stuff. So, that's it. Thanks for watching.